Hello, welcome back. Today I decided to make a little new series here, I guess. It's going to be explaining the Resilience Free Build mod pack and the mods in it. From how you're going to start to how you're going to end mod-wise. Pretty much everything starts out with basic Minecraft. You go out, you spawn somewhere, you go out, you punch a tree, you get a bit of wood, you mine, and yeah, all that stuff happens. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to spawn with a book. This book here in particular, I think it's Materials and You. It'll tell you all the different things you're going to know about this. And that's the mob we're going to start with, because that's where I feel you're going to want to go to first, is Tinker's. Tinker's Construct, I think its full name is. It spawns those floating sky island, slime island things, which I'll tell you about in a minute. And obviously first you're going to need a work table, or whatever it is, crafting table. But simply by putting a crafting table in this, you get an upgraded version of the crafting table, which is kind of like the project bench, where you can put items into it and you can leave it be, and they'll stay in there. For a future note, I'm not going to show you every recipe for this mod, or most mods at all. Probably just a few basic ones and stuff, but all you need to do to figure these out is hit R on like that and NEI or U, and it'll tell you pretty much every recipe in the game, and some other things that aren't really considered recipes. So pretty much where you're going to start is you're going to make some blank patterns, a stencil table, a pattern chest, a part builder, and a tool station. Now, the tool forge I'll get onto later, but it's not necessary for the beginning of Tinkers, and you don't really need it throughout the game, but it really helps. So, pretty much, for all these. Another note is that the tool station and the tool forge are pretty much the same thing, except for the tool forge is a bit better, and it allows you to create different things that are better, and more advanced tools. Now, the first thing you need with a stencil table is some stencils, and you put them in, and you get like a tool rod, some pickaxe heads, and I don't know. Let's get a binding. We'll make a pickaxe throughout this entire thing. It's gonna be a simple pickaxe, so we're gonna do plank. We're gonna do some wood, just basic wooden stuff. You can put them in here, which is pretty handy, because then the next thing over, the part builder, will actually access that chest that you have, and you can just simply put them in here like this, and you put the material up here, and you get the tool part, and if you got more material in it than what you needed, you get that. You don't get that though, but you get this. So that's that. Now sorry, I had to take off my headset. Now for actually I think the tool rod for the wood is still just a stick. No, it's the tool rod. Okay, so pretty much from there you bring it over to the tool station. You find what tool you're trying to make, or the tool forge. You can do it here too. And you make and we're back. Oh, hold on. And you make a pickaxe, or whatever you want to make. Right now we got the stuff for a pickaxe. Now before you take the pickaxe out of the crafting thing, just want to remind you, because you can I always manage to forget this, if you click up here, and you go like, and you just type, this is the only time you can name them other than using an anvil and actually using levels. So now I've named this wooden pickaxe derp. So that's what you're going to need to begin this mod. Now the tool forge is pretty nice. You can make advanced weapons with it. Oh, and say this pickaxe got damaged or anything, they never actually break. You can bring them here again, and you can repair them just by putting this one like this. Just do that, and it'll repair it. But it's at full strength now, so it won't do that. It doesn't like to waste your material, I guess. You can waste material if you want, but anyway. So the tool forge allows you to make some more advanced weapons, like say the hammer, which is a 3x3 area when you mine. The lumber axe, which cuts down entire trees. We have tree cap installed, but some trees, like the forestry trees, are not responsive to tree decapitator, so use the lumber axe instead. The excavator does a 3x3 of dirt, sand, gravel, whatever. Scythe cuts 3x3 of grass. It also does 3x3 apparently of attack damage if there's a mob in that area. It's good for like spawner areas and stuff. The cleaver, it's a really heavy version of the sword, and the battle axe. I think those are all the advanced weapons, and the rest you can just make with this normal one. Now this tool forge is really expensive, especially early game, but it's well worth it in the end. So I'm going to get rid of all this stuff that I have in my inventory at the moment, because next we are going to move on to simply put the smeltery, which is what you're going to want to go for in Tinkers, because you don't need any real energy source for it or anything, and you get quite it's a multi-block structure, but you get quite a it's slow, but it does its job, especially for for the beginning of whatever you're doing. So pretty much you're gonna want a smelter controller, a layer like that, a 3x3 of seared stone. The smelter controller, this layer here can be whatever you want. For mine, in my game, I have a different, more fancier looking one. You don't need the corners, but the corners can be whatever you want. You can have grass growing in them, whatever. You're going to need the smeltery drains, which I just recommend. Actually, that was the right way. The hole has to be facing outside, and the square has to be in the inside. It might be different on a different texture pack, but it's not on this one. Sear tank. Now that's where your lava will go to fuel this thing. It doesn't really suck down a lot of lava unless you have a really tall one. But, yep, so that's that. And as you can see, the light turned on, which means this thing is fully operational now. You can also build it up as many blocks as you want tall. I recommend only putting one seared tank, and you can only have one controller, mainly because they don't work. The multiple ones don't store more fuel. It only registers that one, etc. So what I'm going to get now is I'm going to get a lava bucket, and I'm just going to put it in here. Now the smelter here will automatically double your ores. The only issue though is you don't get an ore ingot until you get until you make aluminum brass. Oop. I can't spell today. So I'm going to just throw a few blocks of aluminum brass in there and have them melt. And as you can see, it smelts them pretty quickly. Also, you're going to need these drains to get the liquid out. Obviously, you can automate this process. I just don't recommend it. It's not that speedy, and it's a lot easier if you to automate if you use just simply what's it called? Still can't think of it. Oh well. Anyway, so pretty much what I'm going to need now is I'm going to need a bunch of iron and probably a part. I don't know. Actually, I'm not going to make... Yeah, I'm going to make a part. So this is... You're going to need casts in order to make items, like different things. You can do this with like a wooden part, but... Anyway, so all that brass melted. The basin is used to make like altar blocks and everything, but usually it's just used to make the block form of whatever you put in the smelter. Right now we have a bunch of aluminum brass which you use to make what are they called?
You let a badass come on top of that? Yeah, that was my bad.
Hold on, I'm just having a big huge...
Are you kidding me?
Here it is, casts. There we go. So yeah, it made a block of aluminum brass. Aluminum brass is a alloy, which if you use, which you can make it with, I think it's 3 ferrous. No, that's something else in it, Mar. Which I think it might be 3 tin and copper, but you might have to double check that. What I just did there was I made a cast for an ingot. But all I had to do was put an ingot in this table, and you just press this, and it made it. And you can do the same thing and make aluminum brass ingots. Now, in order to make tool parts, you put like a wooden tool or something in there, and you pour more aluminum brass on it, go away. And you get the part, and then from there you can just, aluminum brass, you can form into that. You can make most things into like most tool rods and everything that you're gonna need, you can make into that. It's not that hard to do. It's just a bit weird sometimes. So right now I'm just gonna make another pickaxe. Except for, actually no, this time I'm gonna make a hammer. The hammers now require a bit more resources. They require one tough tool rod, if I can find it, 2 tough plates, or large plates, 1 head. Now this is, I think, what I'm going to make here is the top tier, like a really good start for a hammer, not start, but end for a hammer, is a cobalt and manilium, because it mines pretty quick, and it's got the highest level mining, and it's got a decent durability, so I'm going to do this as Smasher. Anyway, so that's that. Now for tools, like from Tinkers, you don't enchant them. What you do is you put modifiers on them, and you've got a limited number of modifiers. Originally it's 3, but you can have up to 4, actually I think it's 5. Actually 6 if you put paper on it. So, for like speed you put like redstone on it, for luck you get, or looting you get a lapis and put on it and stuff like that. It's in the one of the books you get from smelting or crafting these things. It's pretty nice. Now again, this immediately doubles your ores and everything, so don't have to worry about that. Now the thing is, if you break the smelter when it's got a liquid in it, or the smelter controller, all that liquid goes away and it doesn't come back. So that's about that, I think. You get these different bricks from Tinkers. Pretty much all you gotta do is you gotta make a chisel using the tool crafting and put them to whatever the brick they are. You just get R on that. There are also oreberry bushes. They're pretty simple. All you gotta do is put them in a dark area, a lot darker than this, so they won't even plant here for me. So I didn't mean to do that. I meant to make stone, but hold on, let me make an area. Alright, I'm back. So I pretty much made this area here just for these oreberry bushes. Now, they require darkness, so I'm going to use these dark glass from a different mod that we have on. Pretty sure it's extra utilities. I could be wrong on that. Hold on. I gotta go on one more. So pretty much you plant them in here, and that, I think, is pretty... Yeah, I lit it up. And once you plant them in here, they don't plant on the ceiling or anything, you have to plant them on the ground, so that's not going to work. They will grow, but they'll only grow in really, really dark areas, so... And they'll grow ore bushes, which are... ore berries, which are equal to 1 nugget in there. You need 9 to make an ingot. Yeah. Now, XP bushes... or experience essence bushes are XP bushes, pretty much. You gain levels from them once they grow. They don't need to be in darkness to grow. Or to produce bushes. Landmines currently, I'm pretty sure, are bugged. Oh, I forgot to mention, you can smelt like villagers in this and make emerald, liquid emerald, which you can only get that out of via either this thing here or a gem cast. So be aware on that. Same thing with enderman and ender pearls. I just don't know how you get them to stay inside of the smeltery while they're being cooked. Great use for food early on is a drying rack. Pretty much, let's just kill this pig. I hope he drops some pork or something. Because I don't have access to the /give command here. He did, okay. So pretty much what you do is you take this raw pork chop or whatever meat there is, and you put it on this drying rack and you wait a while. Even zombie meat works with this. And then you don't get poisoned from it or anything. And it restores about the same much as normal food. What you get is eventually get steak. Now, if you're ever eating like slimes or anything, you see these slime islands that spawn. Most of the blue slimes that come from that, you can replace their slime with any normal slime, but like slime crafting recipes, but if you want to farm slime, get one of these saplings from their trees. The one that was up here, I think, had a tree on it. I didn't check it out. We can always check in the map real quick. It doesn't look like I actually explored to it. But anyway, what these do is they'll grow up, and their trunks will be green slime, and they'll occasionally drop blue slime from their leaves, as well as more slime trees. They make this hilarious kind of fapping noise, but anyway. SDX, my favorite type of TNT, it's mining TNT. Everything, once it drops, or once it explodes, it drops everything. Great for digging out large areas that aren't going to be like used with a filler or something. These casting channels, again, you can use to automate the smelter. I don't recommend using them. You can't turn them off. And you can lose a lot of stuff that way if you don't have it set up properly. Now, you can have a maximum of 10 of these heart canister things, which are pretty hard to make, I guess. But what you do is you hit O. Yep, it's O. And you can have up to 10 of these, and you can put them in there. And what they'll do is, if you see, I'm going to go in creative, or out of creative now. I have, a lot of lag. I don't know why. I have a small buff of, if you can look in the bottom corner down here, I have oranger looking health. It's because it double layered that health. So say if I take damage, how can I take damage here? Lagging to death. I don't know why I'm getting so much lag all of a sudden, but something does not like me. Right, so if I just spawn myself in a bucket of pig iron, maybe this'll... It doesn't want me to put it down. Alright, so... Actually, yeah, just give me a lava bucket. So I'm trying to make this quick, so that way you guys don't have to watch the entire episode or whatever, but... As you can see, I've got another layer of health just below that one. And it's going to slowly start regenerating because I'm in peaceful, but... Yeah, so that gives you an extra 10 hearts of health if you got 10 on you. If not, then you've got to go find a new one. And the armor lasted a decent amount of time for what it's made out of, I guess. And I think that's it, so... Have fun, see you all next time. I hope the series will continue on because there are a lot of mods in this mod pack, which I plan to cover. Tinkers is just because it's the one I thought you'd start out with first, because it's got the smelter, which is a very nice way of but grinding out, getting ores and everything doubled without actually having machineries and pipes and worrying about a power system and everything else. You just need a few buckets of lava and your ore. Anyway, again, see you next time. Have fun.